What happened? An Indiantown man's widow wants that question answered. It's been 2 weeks since Kim Lee died in police custody.
The mystery, the time between when he was discharged from a local hospital and handed over to Fort Pierce police and then later died. State investigators are looking into whether anything criminal happened. Megan McRoberts with the other major question Lee's widow wants answered. Megan.
Well, Michael and Kelly Lee's widow tells me she did not feel at all that her husband was strong enough and healthy enough to be medically discharged. That's why tonight she tells me she is still waiting for an explanation from Lawnwood Regional Medical Center staff as to why they made that decision. For Lakisha Lee, seeing her husband, Kim Lee, in the hospital for treatment of his sickle cell disease was routine.
Every time he went to the hospital, we always assumed that he would come home.
But he never made it home from his last visit. Days after his funeral, Lakisha says she still doesn't know why he died. She says he was sick, but still strong.
My kids are asking me questions that I can't even answer.
Tuesday, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement confirmed it is still working to determine if anything criminal happened leading up to his death. We know in late October, a Lawnwood Hospital staff member wanted to press charges against Lee for battery. After they called police, hospital staff medically cleared Lee. Police arrested him and put him into the back of a patrol car. While an officer was filling out paperwork near the emergency exit, the officer noticed Lee was in medical distress. He was put on life support and died just 2 days later.
I have a lot of questions that no one is answering.
Our legal expert has questions as well.
Did they have an obligation to tell law enforcement this is the needs of this particular patient? And although he's in custody with you, you still have to take care of those needs.
Lawnwood has not addressed its medical clearance process or the status of any of the hospital staff involved in the battery complaint.
Until we find out exactly what happened, I don't think they should be back at work.
And the police officer involved in the arrest was temporarily reassigned. The medical examiner's office tells me it is still working to determine a cause of death. And FDLE tells me today that once it has completed its investigation, it will pass along its findings to the state attorney's office, which will determine whether or not any charges will be filed. Reporting live in Indiantown, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.